Welcome back. We join you this morning from Bastrop County. This was the scene of one of the worst wildfires in Texas history. A bill working its way through the state legislature right now could help rebuild the area's biggest tourist destination. Nearly $5 million would go to Bastrop State Park. We stopped by to see its progress so far.
Oh my goodness.
These are our babies.
Yeah, this is Tina. And this is Tassie over here.
For 3 months at a time, Shirley and Bert Derrick, better known as Sherbert, park at a state park somewhere in central Texas.
They just like being with us, no matter where we are.
3 years ago, they grabbed the dogs, sold their house in Fredericksburg, and hit the road.
Oh, they call us gypsies.
I think we're absolutely crazy. We're 78 years old, but hey, as long as the good Lord gives us the get up and go, we're going to do it.
What they're doing is volunteering as park hosts, picking up trash, painting signs, and greeting the guests. At this stop, it means explaining how Bastrop State Park is rebuilding from a massive wildfire in 2011. Marked trees for chopping and flags where crews have just planted new ones.
We just don't have the big tall trees all over the park.
By pitching in, the couple is keeping down the cost of recovery.
We're going to keep them around. They've been doing a really good job since they've been here.
I just can't fathom the amount of work y'all have to do here.
Soon, they'll pack up for the next park, but want to know more money will come to their current home someday soon.
Because every penny that comes in helps them restore this place.
One of the lawmakers fighting for funding in this area is Senator Kirk Watson. The Austin Democrat sat down with us at the state capitol. I'm not seeing really anything right now for Bastrop County.
You are accurate that the current version of the bill does not have specific money in it for Bastrop recovery. That is what we've been working on, and that's why we think that's also a good time to do it, is when people are focused on wildfires. But I anticipate that money will be in it. A couple of things that have been said. First of all, Chairman Williams has been chair of the Senate Finance Committee, has been extraordinary in visiting with us and helping us try to figure out ways to deal with this. Chairman Pitts, the chair of the House Appropriations Committee, said as we were working on the first supplemental bill, he said at that point in time something to the effect, we're going to help take care of Bastrop. So we've gotten everybody's attention. The folks in Bastrop County, like the county judge, Representative Kleinschmidt, and others have been very good helping us make sure people are educated. So I think the education process is working. We just now need to get things added into the budget and pass the budget.
What do you feel like is adequate funding for that area?
Well, based upon what we're asking for, you know, the parks money ends up being in the $5 million range. With regard to recovery, it ranges from somewhere between about $6.5 million to $7.25 million. Part of the difference in that is depending upon what FEMA tells us they might cover if we provide certain matching funds. It could reduce the obligation to the state. But in that is the amount of money that the Bastrop County judge and others came to me and said, we wish you would help us get this, and we're working so hard to get for them.
What are you going to do to make sure that this doesn't get lost in the shuffle?
Oh, we work on it almost every day, and it's not really, when I say almost every day, there's something happens with regard to Bastrop County every day with regard to this. This is a high priority for me, and it needs to be. Bastrop County suffered an historical wildfire. Most people's account is that it was the worst wildfire in the history of our state. Some people have shown me at least one thing that said that in terms of the numbers of homes lost, it may have been the third worst in the country. This is something that I've been very gratified. The senators up here, the members of the House, they get how bad this was. So there's not a day goes by that we're not doing something to make sure that it doesn't get lost.
I hear a lot about recovery, but what about prevention?
There's other legislation that is also going to deal with that in addition to some money aspects. For example, I filed legislation just today that would allow for local communities, municipalities that wanted to do prescribed burns when they're at the urban and forest kind of juxtaposition. What it would do is it would allow for there to be prescribed burns without the necessity of going out and buying an insurance policy. Instead, you could the municipality could self-insure against that, because what we're finding is a lot of these places want to do prescribed burns to have prevention, but the law currently requires them to have a policy of insurance that the premium is almost impossible for them to pay. So we want to make that easier. So there will also be mitigating bills like that, some of which I'm working on specifically because of my experience both with Bastrop County and in Western Travis County.
From hit and run laws to tweaking the Major Events Trust Fund, check out our extended interview with the senator on KXAN.com. And joining us next here in Bastrop, our roundtable on the road. The people dealing every day with recovery efforts, straight ahead when In Session In Depth returns.